So you get yourself a new guitar, you're very excited, but something starts feeling a little bit off. Here are the top 5 things you must do when you get a new guitar. I'm not professional luthier, but I'm exactly the same like you, sitting in the bedroom without any guitar bench, without any neck rest or any other special tools. Even though you don't need to bring it anywhere to set up your guitar, you can just simply put the guitar on your laps, have a couple of tools, and you're ready to go. So what do you need to make your guitar playable when you get it out of the box? First of all, you need a new pair of strings. So today I'm going to use the Darios. I'm using Dunlop ruler. It's not going to be luthier accurate, but it will do the job. If you're a couple millimeters off, it's not the end of the world, trust me. Then we will use the multi-tool. Every new guitar which comes to you should have some must-have tools in there, so whatever you have it, grab it. We have a winder, we have a clipper, and I'm using Dunlop maintenance kit, which is ultimate lemon oil and guitar polish and cleaner. And we will need a rag, of course. For today's video, I'm going to use Gibson Flying V, which I haven't touched when I borrowed from my friend. He just loves guitars, but he don't know how to take care of them. So thing number 1 we must do, we need to take a look at the fretboard, and if you can see, it's completely dried out. It's very light color. I have Gibson 70s Explorer, which of course I did the maintenance, and if you can see, and I'm not sure if you can see the fretboard colors, but it's the same materials and they look completely different. So I have my camera a little bit closer so you guys can see what I'm going to do right now. As I mentioned, I'm a simple guy. I'm doing everything on my lap. Okay, so step number 1, we're going to fix our neck. It's completely dry. You can see the light color. It's not okay. So step number 1, we remove the strings. How I do that, I take my string wider, I loosen up strings a little bit. Once they're loose enough, we can just simply cut them out. We remove the strings. Oh my gosh, that's some very old strings here. I think they have never been changed. That's incredible. It's very hard to take it out. Alrighty, so we have strings removed. What I'm going to do immediately, I will put some lemon oil on the fretboard. I'm using this Dunlop lemon oil. Give it a good shake. And let's begin. Yeah, so this fretboard looks like it never had anything like that on top of it. So once you apply some lemon oil, make sure to leave it for a few minutes, and while the lemon oil does its job, it's a good time to clean out your guitar. I always remove the bridge. Make sure you don't wiggle around this area if you have this type of bridge, because a little turn and it's turning and it changes your action and setup. So I will remove this thing out of here. So now it's good time to take your rag and guitar polish and cleaner. You just make sure you keep some distance while spraying, to have distance like this, and then spray it on. You don't want the rag to be completely wet. 4 sprays more than enough, and we can start cleaning the guitar. It's okay to clean your pickups. Nothing is going to happen, because we're going to use the dry side as well to dry it out. Now we take our dry side and we dry it out. I'm not going to show you perfect cleaning right here, just for you guys to have an idea how it works. Everybody knows how to clean guitar, right? Alright, so some time already passed, so we can dry out our fretboard and see how it looks like. Make sure you wipe it out properly, You don't want any wet spots left in it or so, and you don't want to leave it for too long time, you know what I mean. Fretboard slowly starts coming back to life. So if you still feel that you can try to apply the lemon oil one more time, if it feels like still kind of dry or sticks to your hands, like, well, not like other guitar, you can do it one more time. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, you can immediately see some of the fretboard parts that fretboard itself, it immediately sucks the liquid in, so it was completely dry. So let's not over push this again. And with the next string change, I would do again the same procedure, and in the third or fourth time I would finally check how the fretboard looks. If it looks okay, you don't need to do that every time. So let's clean it out. You can find some of the wet spots appearing again, so don't freak out. Everything is normal. You just give it one more rub. You just give it one more rub. Don't rush. Guitar is here. You're happy. That's the most important thing. And now just we're taking care of it. Okay, once we think that it's clean and clear, then we can go into step number 2. We change the strings. We put some new strings on. It's time to put the new strings. So I'm going to put back on the bridge. This goes here. If you get lost like which direction you need to put it on, so you want to check your saddles, and the bigger one means the fat string, right? That's the stage where the winder comes in handy. You don't need to use that, but so for fat strings, what you would like to do to keep maximum tuning stability, you want to leave some space. How much space do you need to leave? So you just measure till the second tuner right here. You jog it back right here, and then you can start winding. And my method, how I change the strings, so the first loop goes over. That's one over, and the second loop goes below. Because these tuners are not locking tuners, but they, if you put the strings correctly, you should be good. Okay, so we have one string. Let's put all the strings in. And when you put strings, you want to make sure that they are placed in the saddles. So once we have the strings on, we can clip them off. I typically lift the string and I cut to the top of the tuner. I'm not doing any of the locking. I just use it like this for years. It works out for me. So that's how I do. You can look it up online how other people are doing. So you find the best scenario which works for you the best, and it's not right or wrong. Okay, so we have strings on, so let's make sure the guitar is in tune. I would recommend to tune your guitar in your playing position, because when you see the luthiers doing this guitar maintenance setup on the bench, and if you have Floyd Rose guitar or something floating tremolo, you pick it up like that and it's slightly off a little bit. So I always prefer tuning guitar and doing everything based on how I hold it. So let's tune it up. So once you tune your guitar, make sure you stretch your string. So I typically hold my left hand on one of the frets. I take the string by the pickups and I stretch it here. I move my left arm to like from 3rd to 9th fret, and I again stretch it here. I do again with the same string, and you repeat as many times as you need. The first time it will drop like 2 tones or so. So it might need it like 4 or 5 times to stretch, tune, stretch and tune. So let's do that. Alrighty, so once you're fully in tune, it's time for step number 3. We check the neck relief. And as we saw before, our fretboard was completely white, very light. It's nothing like this, what we have right now. It is very likely that we have some kind of bow on the neck. Now, luthier videos will tell you that, yo, you need to, straight edge, or you need some tools, special tools. No, to be precise, I completely agree, and you need to have that. But in this background, are we using some tools on my laps? No, we're not using some tools. We're going to look in this position. What we need to look is our E string, and we're looking towards the nut. And once you see your string straight, you will able to see your neck. Does it has a bow, or maybe it has a top where we need to lower it down? So let's take quickly a look. Okay, so it's completely clear. This neck has a huge bow. So for that, we're going to use the multi-tool or whatever tool you got in your guitar package. And I will remove the truss rod cover. So it turns out on Flying V, I need to loosen up a couple strings to get to the screws. So it's fine, we'll do it. Not a big deal. You loosen the strings, you move them away, and you do what you gotta do. Okay, we got the screws out. Now we need to access the truss rod itself. Why it's that complicated? Okay, so Flying V is a little bit complicated, but I managed to push the truss rod cover like this. Okay, if you can see, I pushed it like this. And now which way we want to turn the truss rod, you can try to Google it. It will show you the diagram, which way is to loosen, which way is to tighten. Okay, so the direction it goes easy, it means that you're losing the truss rod, so you need to go opposite way where there's some kind of resistance in there. Okay, so we make, because it's a big bow, we need to make it like good couple twists. I will leave the tool on and I will take a look how we're looking at so far. Okay, it's still too big. I'm one turn short. So if you have a very minimal bow, like super minimal, you just see it's not perfectly straight, but it's slightly going down. It's fine. It's nothing. That works. That's going to work. So let's put our truss rod cover back on. Let's tune it back again. Okay, so we're back in tune. You can always give it another stretch. It won't hurt. And that leads us to thing number 4. What we need to take a look is the string height action. So why it's important only now? Because we put our neck into the place where it should stay for most of the time, until another adjustment once it's needed. And now we can play with strings heights. And if you have another guitar where you like how the strings are, you can just take your ruler, something like this, you put around 12th fret and you're aware where it's at, and you do the same on the new guitar. Typically Gibson lets go their instruments in pretty good setup, which is very close to mine. Once I set my neck straight, I should be more or less good. I won't need to make any adjustments. So let's see if that's comfortable enough for me. That works for me completely. But if I would need to adjust the heights, there are 2 screws on Gibson style bridge, which you go up or down, and that's it. You go too low, you start buzzing. You go too high, it feels weird, like you're taking guitar from the guitar store where nobody kind of takes care of guitars. You know what I mean? And the last step we need to check is pickup heights. It's not necessarily mandatory to take a look at them, but if you play the guitar and the pickup sounds too muddy, too dirty, too bassy, it means something's wrong. If you don't feel the power and energy, you don't feel that harmonics, nothing, it might be too low. You can also check online each individual pickup starting point heights. So let me take a look at the pickup heights. Bridge pickup, I have bass side about 2 millimeters, slightly higher the treble side, and the neck pickup is about 4 millimeters high, which is standard. Let's see how that sounds, and let's see if we need to make some tweaks on it. I plugged into my quad cortex. Okay, on clean tones, it sounds a little too low volume on neck pickup. So just in case, I will check my high gain tones. No, it works fine. So sometimes you need to double check with clean and high gain because you might just feel the volume difference. Also, you can open up on your DAW or whatever your output signal to see it mathematically, you know what I mean? So that's it. That's how we prepare to a new life, our new guitar. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Share with your friend if you have one. And now give me some time because I need to play with that beauty, you know what I mean? Don't disturb me anymore. I'll see you next time, alright? Take it easy.